with Pilates then, it's all about alignment of the spine and the skeleton. So what we're looking for is to think about starting from the feet. So we want your weight nice and evenly distributed through your feet. So we're not out to the side or inwards, we are nice and flat, okay? From there we want ankles to be in line with feet, knees to be in line with ankles, hips to be in line, okay? So we're all in line, okay? So from there, thinking about your pelvis, we do have a tendency to either stick bums out if we're girls or stick hips forwards if we're boys. So we want to be somewhere in the middle. So you can do little hip rotations to help you get there. So engaging through your core. So it's really important that every exercise that we do, particularly through Pilates, is we are engaging through the stomach. Shoulders sit back and down, and we lengthen through the top of the head. So I'm going to stand nice and long and tall, and we're just for now going to take nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we're breathing in and out. In and out. And we're going to very gently start to do some head movements. So we're going to drop the chin to chest and then bring eyes up to ceiling. And we're going to move that with the breath if we can. So we breathe in as the chin drops down, and we breathe out as the eyes rise up. So we're trying to move on the breath. Okay, bring it back to neutral when you're ready. This time we're going to bring ear to shoulder and then over to the other side. So as we move one way, we're going to breathe in. As we move the other, we will breathe out. I can feel that my neck needs to crack one way. You may find that a few clicks and cracks happen as we go through. So we're going to slowly bring ourselves back to neutral. We're going to start to roll the shoulders back. So as we roll back, we squeeze the shoulder blades together and sit them back and down the spine. And then we're going to bring them forward. So we're going to do forward rolls. Remember to keep breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. Take them back again last time. Just sitting them back and down. On the next sit back and down, we're going to keep them there so they stay in that position. This time fingers are going to slide down the sides of the leg. We're going to get a little side bend from here. Bring ourselves up back to centre, and we're going to go over to the other side. So we're just slowly warming up the spine. Last time on each side. And bring ourselves back to central. So rethinking about that alignment again. So shoulders back and down. Nice soft knees. From here, we're going to do some spine rolls. So a spine roll essentially starts from the head. So we drop the chin down to the chest. We have soft knees. We slowly fold down the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Keeping that tummy nice and drawn in. We're trying to fold down nicely. Keeping that chin nice and tucked in. Come all the way down. Go into your own time, and then we're slowly going to restack back to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Sit the shoulders back as we come back up and re-lengthen through. So we're going to repeat. So chin drops, we slowly come down. This time when we're down, we're going to stay down. So make sure your head is nice and relaxed. And changing position so you can see what I'm doing now.
Try if you can get your fingers as close to the floor as you can, and we're going to draw a little semicircle along the ground. So we're going to do little rotations of the back. So I'm trying to stretch through the lower sides of the back. The further you go, the harder we will make it. So just in your own time. Good. And then you're going to slowly bring yourself back to centre, and you're slowly going to roll yourself back up to standing. Restack yourselves. So this time we're going to start to warm up the legs a little bit. So we're going to gently rise up onto our tiptoes, keeping that balance, and then slowly lower ourselves back down. So we want to breathe out as we rise up and breathe in as we lower back down. What we're looking for with the ankles is to make sure that the ankles stay in line with the rest of the leg as we rise up onto the tiptoes. We're going to take that as far as we can. So we're just waking up the legs that little bit. Keep lengthening through the spine. Good. And relax from there. So we're going to take it into some scoops. So essentially it's like a squat, okay? So I'll show you from the side. Thinking about that head and neck alignment. So we're going to sit the bum back into a squat. It's like you're sitting in water. We scoop up the water. We bring it up above the head, back down, and re-scoop. So you're going as deep as you can, okay? So sitting that bum down, chest stays up, and we lower it back down. So it's like you're scooping up the water, pouring it over your head, and then repeat. So squeezing the glutes, thinking about long, lengthened spine, tummy is drawn in. Good. And relax from there. So realign yourselves. So we're going to start to wake up the legs, carry on that theme. So bring yourself about hip width apart. Place your hands onto your hips just to make sure that they stay nice and level. And thinking about that water that we were just standing in and scooping, we're now going to create ripples with our toes. So bring one foot forward, okay, so my toe is gently touching the floor. You want to think about that hip alignment. You're going to sweep the leg out to the side in like a little circle. We'll bend the leg to bring it back through to the centre, back out front, straighten, and repeat. So I'm just gently brushing my toe along the floor, keeping as still with the balance as we can, squeezing the glutes to make that semicircle. So thinking about that lengthened spine, squeezing the bottom, drawing in your navel. So toe circles, we call these. If you want to make it a little bit harder, take your leg off the floor altogether so the toe is no longer touching the ground. It is significantly harder to keep your hips straight when you do that. And you may feel the leg that is still and not moving working quite hard. Last one. We're going to change direction on the same leg. Okay, so you're going to go back this time, sweep it round forwards and through. So we've changed direction, but we are on the same leg. I'm not going to keep you here that much longer because you may be starting to get a bit achy in the supporting leg. Good, last one.
and bring in. Well done. So other side then. So we take the other toe forward, so we're going to sweep back. So then we sweep round to the back in our semicircle, bend the leg to bring it through, straighten as it comes back out front. Trying to keep us balanced and as still as we can. Navel engagement, working from the core, squeezing the glutes. If you want to make this harder, take the toe away off the floor altogether. Good, last one. I'm going to change direction. So now we're going to bring it back and sweep forwards. Last one. And back to centre. Well done. So, carrying on with the leg theme, you may be a little bit achy in your thighs, that's fine. So, this is a bit like a single leg deadlift, okay, but obviously that's not what we're doing because we're in Pilates. So, I'll show you from the side. You want to think about the alignment from the top of your head to the heel of your foot. It's very hard to do, okay? So, you want to reach forward and imagine that there is a weight in front of your toe that's on the floor and you're reaching down to get it, but you want to stay in as straight a line as you can. It's not about you looking like a ballerina and being completely horizontal to the floor. If you're really small in movement, it's fine as long as you're in alignment. So, for example, we'll start to lean forward. You may only get so far and you bring yourself back up, okay? So you're looking for that alignment of the head to heel. If you can take it that little bit further, then do so. So it's about balance, it's a mind over matter. So you're going to lower yourself down, come as far as feels comfortable, and then you slowly bring yourself back to that start position, okay? So playing with that, thinking about that alignment, going as far as you can. My balance isn't very good today, so I'm not going to be pushing it too far. Make it last time on this side, and then we're going to change legs. When you're ready, you're going to swap sides. Take your time. The slower you go, the better it will be. Last time on this leg. Good. And then rebalance yourself. So we're going to go down towards the floor. We're going to do a spine roll to get there. So lowering chin to chest. We're rolling down through the spine. When we come to the floor, we're going to go all the way out onto our hands and knees. So as the hands find the floor, allow them to walk out, coming down to the ground and down onto our hands and our knees. I'm going to come back a bit and hopefully you can all see me. So
you want to be in line. So hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips, okay? We're going to carry on working our legs, but we also can work our core from here. So you want to think about a lengthened spine, so squeezing shoulder blades together, drawing navel up to spine, okay? So we always work from the tummy in Pilates. From here, you're going to slide one leg away, okay? So drawing in that tummy, squeeze your bottom first, the leg is going to lift up and back down, okay? So we're starting off nice and simple. We want to breathe out as the leg raises up and breathe in as it comes down. So squeezing these glutes, these bum cheeks, and moving with the breath. If this is too hard on wrists, you can either be on knuckles here, or you can come down onto elbows. Okay, so it will knock you out of that alignment, but if you're comfortable, then that's what matters the most. This time, as the leg raises up, it's going to stay there. You're going to bring it out slightly to the side, bring it back to centre, and lower. So we lift up, it comes out to the side, so away from the body, in and down. So we're lengthening the breath as well. And do 2 more on this leg. Good, and then bring yourself back into alignment or onto your elbows if you need to be there for injury purposes. Slide the other leg away. Take your breath in to prepare. We breathe out as the leg raises up, and we breathe in as it lowers. So we're just going up and down for the moment. Next time we lift up, it's then going to come away from the body, only very slightly, bring it back to centre and down. Last 2 on this leg. Good. We take it back into child's pose. So sit your bum back to heels. Okay, so you want your your bum to sit down. Want to reach the arms away. Try and relax your forehead down to the floor. And breathe into your back. Big deep breaths into your back. Walk the fingers away just to stretch that little bit more. Okay, bring yourselves back into your tabletop position. Again, if you need to be on your elbows, that is fine, okay? Or onto your knuckles. So from here, we're going to do what we call a scoop. So, taking one arm, you're going to slide it through the opposite side of the body, reach it away, so you should get stretched down the side of your back, slide it back in, reposition the hand, and we slide the other way. Hold it for a moment to get that stretch should you need it. If you are on your elbows, you can repeat it in the same way, okay? So we reach through.
fine with that. Take it as far as you need to for that stretch. Last one on each side. Good. So I want you to come over onto your back. So onto your side, laying down on your back. So if you find that you struggle with squats or lunges, for whatever reason, knees usually is the problem, then this is a really good alternative for toning the bottom and the backs of your legs. So we do some bridges. Now we're not going to do it like they do on the Call on Me advert where they just thrust up and down, okay? There is a method to it, particularly with Pilates. So you want to lay down, ensuring that your back is nice and flat. If it's not flat and you've got a little bit of a gap in your lower back, get your hands underneath your bottom and scoop downwards and sort of tuck it flat to the floor, and you'll find that you just get a little bit more flat to the ground from there. So squeeze the navel in, so we're flattening to the spine. Squeezing the glutes or engaging the glutes. We're going to start to tilt the pelvis so that the tailbone leaves the floor and the lower back pushes down deeper into the floor. So the tailbone is leaving, my back is pushing down, and slowly what will happen is the hips will rise up one vertebrae at a time. We're going to push them as high as we can go, and then we slowly sink back down, imprinting each vertebrae down into the floor until the very last thing to find it is the tailbone. We take a moment to relax and we repeat. So we're squeezing those glutes, imprinting each tiny part of the spine. Should you want to progress this, make it a little bit harder, there are several ways to do so. First, you can point your toes up in the air so that your heels are pushing down but your toes are pointing upwards. Or you can have it the other way, where your toes are down but your heels are off. Or you can step it up a notch altogether. So you take one foot off the floor. So we rise up and slowly imprint and we repeat. If you're going to do that version, then do about 2 on each side and then keep swapping. So you do 2 one leg, 2 the other. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to keep with you with the simpler version. Okay, so squeezing these glutes in. I'm going to ask you on the next one that you rise up to hold that position. So if you're on one leg, place it down so you've got both legs on the floor. And then from there, you're going to gently push up and down, really tiny movement. Squeeze your glutes for 10, 9, 8, 7, so I'm gently moving up and down, 6, 5, 4, I'm not going anywhere near the floor, 3, 2, and 1, and slowly sink yourself back down. Good. Just bring your knees into your chest, have a little hug from there. So I'm going to give you to finish off, an ab exercise or a stomach exercise. If you have neck issues, you should, in theory, still be able to do this. I will show you an alternative if not, okay? So your alternative will be that your head stays on the floor, your body is relaxed, hands come by your side, and the legs are going to come out, okay? So you want your knees to be above your pelvis and roughly a right angle of the knee. Draw your tummy in And you can either hold it or you take one leg away, realign it, and away. So that's your alternative if you have a bad neck and you find that the other version is too hard. When you're doing that exercise, your back should not rise up off the floor. For the rest of you, I want you to come up onto your sitting bones. We're going to start off nice long spine, and you're going to lean slightly back, so you should feel it in your tummy, okay? Palms of hand face the ceiling, and from here, you're going to lift your feet off the floor. The straighter the legs are, the harder it will be. And you're going to hold it, do little pulses. Keep going, so breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and relax. Well done. So I'm going to stretch you out now. So lay yourselves back down. So a simple snapshot introduction into Pilates. So a little stretch out. So bring one leg over one thigh. So you want to stretch your glutes. Reach through, hug that leg, and bring in towards you. I'm going to show you a slightly way to adjust this stretch in a second. So hug it just that little bit closer. Now, if you are holding your right leg, so you're therefore stretching your left bum cheek, if you're holding your right leg, slightly drop your legs to the right and hug towards you. If you're holding your left leg and stretching your right bum cheek, so hold your left leg, hug towards you and slightly drop your legs to the left. You should slightly change where you feel the stretch in your bum. You bring yourself back to centre and release. We're going to change sides, so leg comes over thigh, hug towards you and hold from there. Hug that little bit closer. So if you're holding your left leg, you're going to slowly and slightly let the leg go to the left. If you're holding your right, you take it to the right. And you should change where the stretch is. Good, bring it back to centre and release. Arms come out to the side, so you've made a T shape. Bring your heels in towards your bottom. Keeping your knees together, you're slowly going to allow the legs to drop one way and your head is going to turn the other. Go as close to the floor as you can. If your knees can't get there, don't push them, but you want your shoulder and your arms to stay on the floor. Okay, they're not to leave the ground to compensate for your knees. Draw the tummy in, bring it back in. I'm going to go over to the other side. So head turns the other way. Breathe into that stretch. Over to the other side again. Should you want to make this a little bit further, place your hand onto your knee and just push it down that little bit more. It will take the stretch that bit further. Changing sides. Last time. Again, place your hand onto your knee and push it down should you want to extend the stretch that little bit more. Good. Bring yourself back into neutral. Hugging your knees into chest. We're just going to place hands on each knee. You're going to draw a little hip circles or knee circles. Taking the legs out. Change direction. Bring the feet back down to the floor. You're going to slowly roll over onto one side and then bring yourself back up onto all fours. So you're coming over onto the ground from here. So downward dog then. So tucking the toes under. You're going to push your bum up to sky. Tailbone goes up, eyes to thighs. Push your heels down. I'm going to push each alternate heel. So just extend and stretch. And push both together. Soften the knees. Walk your hands back if you can. And you're slowly going to roll up through the spine. Bringing your head up last. Sorry, I took a step there in case I was out of shot. Good. Realign yourself. Standing nice and long and tall. Shoulders sit back. Tummy is drawn in. Long and lengthen through the top of your head. And well done. I will see you soon. Have a good weekend. Bye.